Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the brand new World Eaters. Warhammer Preview Online takes skulls and spill blood with the hordes of new World Eater units. So let's take a look. Hot on the heels of Angron, the Berzerkers, and the Lord Invocatus comes a full range of blood-hungry followers of Khorne. All together now, blood for the Blood God, skulls for the throne of Khorne. So we have seen some of the Khorne stuff already, some of the World Eaters. We know Angron is coming down the pipe. We know there's new Berzerkers as well, but that is not all. So pretty cool little piece of art right here. Definitely has a nice Khornate feel to it. I would absolutely love it if they put out some chaos terrain, like an actual full table or like enough to build a board of chaos terrain. That would be awesome. But I have a feeling that's not what this is going to be about. Okay, so they look like Khorne possessed, basically. They look a lot like what you would picture possessed with a Khorne spin on them. So they're like possessed Khorne Berzerkers. Very cool. Definitely have a nice overall appeal. Exalted, Jakhals, Juggernaut. Oh yeah, these are some really nice looking cultists here. Yeah, definitely nice stuff. Alright, so the Eightbound. Virtually unrecognizable from the mortal space marine they once were. Every member of the Eightbound is possessed by 8 separate demons of Khorne. As you might expect, this makes them some of the most terrifying combatants in the galaxy. Warriors locked in constant battle for their own souls. So if GW says they're going to be some of the most terrifying combatants in the galaxy, you know they're going to have some strong rules. So overall, nice look to the models here. They do have that kind of like Angron, World Eaters, Khorne look. Yeah, they do look nice. I like them. They're pretty much perfect. I mean, I like that they don't just have general possessed. I'd rather see them have their own sort of something special. So it looks like there's 3 of these guys. I don't see any specific distinctions making me think there's like a champion or anything like that. They all appear to have either a chain axe and chain sword, or just 2 chain swords, etc. There were some different ones shown in the actual picture too. Oh, hang on. There might be more down here. Sometimes the spirit of the Eightbound World Eaters can even emerge triumphant, becoming one with the 8 Neverborn, sharing its physical form. These are the Exalted Eightbound, even more dangerous and demonic than the others of their kind. Okay, so these are the Eightbound, and then these are the Exalted Eightbound. Okay, so very cool. And again, it looks like we have 3 of these guys. They look a little more demon. Okay, so very cool. So that's actually 2 new units, the Eightbound and the Exalted Eightbound. And I'm assuming these guys, man, I mean, these look like they are on 40mm bases. So I wonder if these are on 50s, because they look even bigger. When you absolutely positively have to ferociously eviscerate every enemy on the battlefield, send in the Eightbound, who come as a set of 3. So maybe it's the same box that actually makes either the Eightbound or the Exalted Eightbound. So I'm just looking at their feet and their little chain stuff hanging down, and then I'm going to compare them to the other ones. Yeah, so they appear to be 2 completely different kits. They're not the same. Huh, so very interesting. So it looks like there's 2 different kits, the Eightbound and the Exalted Eightbound. The World Eaters army isn't just about the elite combat monsters of the Butchers Astartes. There are also new mortal followers in the form of Jakhals, who are combat monsters in their own right. These cultists are only slightly less deranged than their masters, and favor sheer brutality over tactical niceties such as guns. I mean, so right off the bat, these are probably either the best or tied for the best cultists GW has ever made. These look absolutely great. This guy appears to be like your cult leader. He's got the Mark of Khorne on his belt. He's got that little ornate skull trophy rack. Here we see a standard. This appears to be some sort of heavy weapon, sort of like a Viscerator equivalent. This guy is obviously much larger, super chunky. So yeah, it looks like there's quite a bit of diversity in this kit. And honestly, the models look great. They look great. They need a little more red though. It's surprising that they're a Khorne unit and there's absolutely no red on them at all. I guess a little bit. Very interesting. Nice looking models though, man. If you think they look nasty now, wait until you see what they can do when they're all juiced up on stims. So yeah, that makes sense. Their backpacks look like they're basically full of stims. Lord on Juggernaut. Lead your ground-shaking charge with the Savage Lord on Juggernaut. Anything lucky enough to survive a sweep of his exalted chainblade will find itself impaled on the Juggernaut's bladed horn. Okay, so this looks really, really nice. I definitely like the look of the bear head and the helmeted head. The actual Juggernaut itself looks awesome. I like the posture too. He's leaned forward. Sort of like what you would have to do if you were riding a Juggernaut and your hands were occupied with a chainsword and a plasma pistol. I mean, this is phenomenal. This model is great. All these models are great. These new miniatures are all absolutely dripping with character and blood in most cases, and they'll look even better when you put the entire army together. Like most Trader Legions, the World Eaters also include more ubiquitous units in the ranks, such as Land Raiders, Demon Engines, and Terminators, as well as Immortal Demon Princes of Khorne. And thanks to the new Codex Chaos Demons, they can also be joined by furious demonic allies. So GW fully acknowledging that, there may be some issues with the demonic allies. But, they're pushing it, so that's okay. I mean, Angron looks absolutely amazing. He is just phenomenal. I cannot wait to paint that model up. It 100% better be plastic. To tell you the truth, though, by this rock right here, I can almost confirm 99% that it's plastic because the resin from Forge World never has, like, rounded corners. It's always, like, sharp edges. So that being said, we see a bunch of the new Khorne Berzerkers here. They look great. We see the new Juggernaut here. We'll only see the champion, though. We don't see a bunch of them, but we do see a different pose. Here he has the axe back, and he's holding on, as opposed to the plasma pistol. So that may be a different model, actually. That may actually be a different Juggernaut. Let's hope it is. It's probably just an alternative build. And then the Demon Prince in the back, that's the new Demon Prince, and that is the Khorne build without the wings, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken. And then we see a bunch of the new models as well. So really, really nice looking stuff right here. Chaos has really had a great year. I'm assuming this is going to flow over into next year. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. And then, of course, most importantly are the new rules, the World Eaters Codex. Really curious to see how they change this. Are the Berserkers still going to fight twice? Because it seems like they've gotten rid of that, or all but gotten rid of it. So if they do, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with, if they do keep that. So we shall see. I have a feeling, though, they're moving away from that. So early 2023. Very, very exciting. Definitely looking forward to this one. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for the World Eaters? You think they're going to be too overpowered and it's just a matter of time before another nerf is coming? I think this is going to be an interesting one. Anytime you have a unit that basically participates in one phase of the game, very hard to balance them. It's one of the issues they have with Tau. They don't have any psychic. They don't have any combat, basically. They're just all shooting. In many ways, the World Eater is like the opposite of that. Again, no psychic. Decent anti-psychic, though. And then almost no shooting. I mean, you can obviously build your army with some shooting, but all the combat. So we shall see. Obviously, GW has had some issues with balancing, but maybe these are going to balance out a little bit. And definitely looking forward to these. All the models so far look absolutely phenomenal. I think GW has really knocked it out of the park with this one. It does look like a different Juggernaut, too. Here we see it has like the spiked horn on the head, and we can see the rider has like the two different heads right there. If we look right here, this one has a sort of like chainsword. The rider is still leaning forward, but we can see the left hand is like grabbing the chain, and the right hand has the axe in it. So it does look like there's at least two Juggernauts, or at least another way to build the same model other than just a head swap. which seems likely. It seems likely that you could build this model 2 different ways, and there would be like some different options. These look absolutely awesome. I am really, really a big fan of these. I think these are GW's best cultists so far. Looks like they come in a pack of 10 with like a champion, a banner, a special weapon, and then, obviously the big juiced up guy as well. So very, very nice looking models here. The Jakhals. And then these guys look like absolute savages. These ones are much more ornate. They have like the teeth all through their chests and on the backs, like above their heads. They also have like the mutations. Their like second weapon is sort of like mutated in this one. It's like a buzzsaw coming out of the demon hand. So again, really, really cool. This guy's got the double-handed one. Really nice looking models here. These guys also look very cool. But now after really seeing those guys, they definitely look a little more eccentric. But overall, I mean, gotta say, so far, they have just absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. So really looking forward to the World Eaters. So yeah, definitely a big fan. Looking forward to a little blood for the Blood God, some skulls for the Throne of Khorne. The 8-bound look great. And then obviously we have the Exalted 8-bound, the Jakhals, the Lord on Juggernaut, and of course, what would all this be without the new Codex? So super, super exciting. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you check out the other reveals. We do daily reactions, reviews, and painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and Horus Heresy. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm excited.